Welcome back, you beautiful, socially lovely people. Okay, so I actually have a question. Not a question. I have a lot of different things to explain, share, and maybe get your opinion on it if you want to comment down below. It's up to you. So, do y'all remember the segment that I shared about when it came to people, as we say, maybe overreacting, but sometimes not overreacting because of their experience? And then also when it comes to protecting yourself. So when it comes to protecting yourself, no matter what, it's going to be warfare behind it. No matter what. And this is considerably why a lot of women and people don't file police reports, because it depends. Especially it's not always about what people know. I feel like it's a lot about who people know. Because if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and they got connections that can whatever, and you're trying to still protect yourself, they're gonna make it so hard for you not to protect yourself that later on, if you didn't continue to fight for trying to protect yourself, it's not gonna show up. Or it's not, when I say it's not gonna show, it may not be in a system. Somehow it just magically disappeared. What else? You're going to get warfare everywhere you go, depending on who they connected with, connected to, what side they on. They're gonna be sending people your way, all types. Like when I say, if you've watched some of my older videos, I expressed like how I was getting bullied at school, and some of it, I'm sure was it. I couldn't even tell you exactly why, but some of it was, I remember my mom was wanting to start her own business. And if you're wanting to create and be in your purpose, it's going to be some major warfare behind it. Because you're finding your purpose, what you're meant to do on this earth. And it's like, no, that's not what you're meant to do on this earth. You need to work for me. Why do I need to work for you? Because that's the only way you can survive. Yeah, I may have to work for you, but I can still live in my purpose. I can still help be part of this earth in a meaningful way where I still have I still have passion and happiness for myself, that I'm still able to help somebody. Even though I may be working for somebody else, I still get to go home to a piece of my happiness, living in my purpose to help others. Like this. Me coming out here, sharing my experiences. Because I feel like when we share our own experiences, it kind of helps others in ways. But it's not like take my advice, because the way I handle and take things are going to be totally different for you. But on that note, I put no new days in there. No new days means everything on this earth is nothing new. So this is why I feel like it's so good to, not always, but kind of listen to some of the older people's stories, because they are going to, depending on what path someone has connected you with, put you on, they're going to try to make you act out in someone else's story. So you're either going to continue to go how they went, or you're going to go a different route of how they went. It depends on your reaction and action when it comes to that same person's path line. So I know this may sound like what, but if you understand, you understand. If you don't, that's okay. Eventually you will comprehend. They are wanting to see how you're going to act and react. Are you going to act and react the same way as the person before? Or are you going to take it a different route? And it depends on the route that you take, which may have a little bit more warfare behind it. And when it comes to that, now when it comes to protecting yourself, or even just fighting for yourself to have a better life, and people are like, you don't have to fight. You have to fight every day. You're having warfare every day. It's a nonstop thing. It depends on how you react and react to it, because in a way they're trying to control you, control your reactions. If I do this, she gonna react this way. If I do this, she gonna react this way. And that's why I feel like most top thing is the will. I gave you will. So yes, I know you can show yo if you want to. But in the time or place, is it time for you to? Or if you show yo, it's gonna change the whole perspective, all of that. Excuse me. So that's something to think about. But warfare is gonna be an everyday thing. Yes, you have those that say pray about it and counsel it. But it's just gonna be a warfare every day. And that's why God has put in the Bible, put of your whole armor of God every day before you leave out your door. Put your whole armor of God every day before you really get out the bed, because that's when it really starts. And I know people are like, you sound very religious. I'm not. I'm spiritual. I'm just telling you what they go off of. The world runs off the Bible. So, as much as I didn't want to read the Bible myself, and I just wanted to learn from others, but you got to remember, others intake the Bible so much different than you are. How is the Bible speaking to you? When we read the same book, it's not going to speak to me the same way it speaks to you. You're not going to intake it like I do. Our brains don't work the same. Our brains are tweaked just a little bit. Even if we agree, but our brains are still tweaked a little bit. And I understood when I was younger, but as growing up, I was just like, I don't understand why like the world is based off of, one book. But if they run the world off based off one book, and you read that one book, you will start to understand a lot more. Because that's generally not everybody's focus. Even though we have other different religions go read one of those books and you compare it to the Bible, and you're gonna see some of the stories that are probably similar, different names, maybe different areas, but I'm sure, I'm not 100% because I haven't just read all other religions, but I'm sure there's similarities. And at that point, we was just all trying to get to a point of connecting with the higher being. And that was the way of everybody in different areas being able to connect with God in their own way that had came to a big book of knowledge. Because the book of knowledge is all of our experiences in life. And that's why I say they try to get you on a path of, are you going to react like the same person before whose path? Just like the episode of Black Mirror, what is it, season 6, the first episode, where she was not the original. She was probably the second. But they had her playing the same role as someone else. She was probably the second. And then they had somebody else, which was an actor, playing that same person, but not necessarily an actor. It was her face digitally, but it was basically her playing out her life. As she did. And you can take that as when you are getting on social media, are you acting, are you playing out your life? Because you gotta remember, the world goes off of that and connects with that. Just like the world goes off the Bible and connects with that. So that's why a lot of people say, move with intentions, good intentions, set healthy boundaries, and try to do the best that you can and keep growing and learning. But even though we also always view warfare as bad, because even to this day I'm just like, but you know, in ways it helps strengthen you, because if I didn't learn or remember some of the things of before, I would struggle in this area again. Excuse me. I would struggle in this area again. Being honest. Excuse me. So, there are no new days at all. And yet they want to say you're not powerful. When you are powerful is when you gain control of your emotions and your actions when it comes to a lot of things that are coming towards you and at you. Are you going to act a fool? Are you going to be rude? And even if you act a fool and be rude at that time, it's like, okay, I could have handled that better. So next time something like this that feels familiar, look familiar, I'm going to take it a different way. I'm going to calm down. And I might just let it go, because Lord knows if I take the wheel, we going off the rail. We are going off the rail. I'm just saying. That's why we having this toxic. This is me talking to him in my head. God, take the wheel, because I'm a. And God like, I got the will. All right, I'll let go. Let it go. Let God. Because we gonna be on the flow. We're gonna be on the floor. And that's just me being me being human. Like that's how we all feel. Now, will we do it? That depends on your will, on your action. Will you do it? Or will you choose to do a little bit better? Are you willing to talk it out? Be more grown up about it? Or are you wanting to release that aggression and fight? And it's like, oh. And then the consequences that comes behind different things. Even if you don't choose the bad stuff, there's still consequences when it comes to choosing not to react to certain things. Because if you don't set boundaries, things will continue. But that's it. That's all. So, willpower. When you have your willpower, you're able to control your emotions and actions. That is when you become super powerful. And knowledge. When you put your knowledge to actions. So you are powerful. You choose which way you release your power and use your power. Which everything has consequences. I always say, in everything that happens, there's a cause and effect. Good actions, cause and effect. Bad actions, cause and effect. Just simple. And I've always been told everything just isn't so simple. But some things is, but it becomes simple, and that's why it becomes simple because you have the power to either react, act, and set boundaries. Those are react, act, and set boundaries. And maybe intentions, something like that. I don't know. But I hope this was like a little bit of something for you. Somebody out there. Because different things that we participate in, work, different shops, gifts, shopping. Are you being a blessing or a curse? As my grandmother used to tell me. You be a blessing today and not a curse. Because we have that choice in everybody's life and in your own life. So you choose. Which is the hardest decision sometimes when people are rude and mean and nasty to you. But that's why you gotta set boundaries, because God set boundaries. He wasn't always letting people walk over him, stump on him, do the 1-2 step on him, none of that. He was setting boundaries like, skirt, no. You gotta go the other way, because he had the shirt on, don't try me, try somebody else. But yeah, peace and love. I am out.